Hey guys, so you know I typically don't go for many other brands outside of Spyderco, and I'm not a huge fan of Benchmade because of their just ridiculous prices. I don't know if you guys know, but Benchmade has just recently declared that they're no longer going to be selling their knives to online retailers, but only actual knife shops, that are physically in existence. I've heard even on some of the forums that they're actually even requiring photos of their actual knife location where they're selling these knives in order for them to ship them out to them. And on top of that, Benchmade is also requiring these actual, located retailers to not sell these knives for any less than 15% under original MSRP. So Benchmade has just gotten extremely expensive, and to boot, they've also eliminated their red class knives. So that means the Nagara is now discontinued, and many other, favored red class Benchmade knives. Me not being a big fan of a Benchmade in the first place, not that big of a deal to me. But for some of you, that's going to be pretty annoying. Anyways, I've been wanting this particular knife for a long time, and I've not purchased it because of the price. The cheapest I've been seeing this knife on eBay is brand new is about $150 new, and used auctions have been going up to 130, 100 and around 120, 130, maybe even a little bit more. And so that's pretty much very unappealing for me, especially with my first experience with the Nagara having very nice fit and finish. Look is nice. Action is smooth, super quick, but crappy blade steel. Um, Anyways, blue class, obviously blue class knife. It's the Benchmade 710. Um, got it right here. Already took it out of the box and whatnot. I bought this off of Blade Forums from a member for $80, so that beats paying 150 or 130 for the used ones. And this one was in very good condition. Came still with the factory edge, still more than sharp. I did touch it up with my ultra fine rods, and now this thing slices more than well. After a few swipes on that. I'm just going to go over a few quick specs. This is not a small knife. This is a big knife. I have been getting, my favorite type of knife is around 3 inches, so this is huge for what I normally carry. The close length on this is 4.9 inches, so just about 5 inches. The overall length on this knife is whopping 8.8 inches, so just about 9 inches long. The blade length is 3.9 inches on here, and it is the D2 steel, not CPM D2, but just D2 steel. From what I feel here, it's not quite a hollow ground. I almost want to say it's like a full flat, starting from that, spine cut right here. It's like, and then it goes flat to the point, or it could be maybe hollow ground barely. I don't know. It feels more flat to me. But regardless, it's a modified clip point. It's got double swedges here to reduce weight and piercing capability, I guess you could say. And it's got an S-curve blade. You can see that really fine recurve here, which some people have complained about, but I think I can get around it. And as you can see, the cutting edge goes all the way to the end there. So there's no joking around with this blade. It's just one big blade for cutting. Um, some history on this thing. It is the McHenry and Williams Benchmade 710. It is the first Benchmade to feature that axis lock, which is just two thumb studs on both sides of the knife. Pulls that rod down, allowing for the blade to come out. So I kind of show that here. So you pluck that down, and then you can move. The blade is free to move out, and as it swivels around, you're gonna see that bar click over right there. The bar goes up, so now you can't. No zero blade play, very solid, and the blade's not going anywhere until you move that down, allowing that blade to be free to close. So pretty cool. Knife is flickable, but as you can see here, the thumb studs, it's dual thumb studs. They're right in the handle, so there's no cutout for your hand to really get in here. So in order to do it, you kind of have to put your thumb underneath right here to flick out, or move out. If you want to, this knife is flickable. It took me a little bit to do that, but once you get it, it's easy. And because it's so big, I gotta kind of hold it awkwardly if I want to flick it down with that axis lock very quickly, at least, closing it. It's Machine G10 handle scales. They're not super grippy, but they're grippy enough, more than grippy enough for me. It's got a tip-up pocket clip for left and right carry only. Torque screw construction. It's got two torque screws, one here, one here. Got a lanyard hole, and on this side you got the pivot screw, which is also a Torx. And as far as opening and closing, it's very smooth, buttery smooth, locks up nice and tight. This thumb ramp here is comfortable. The overall handle of this knife is comfortable. Jimping on it, it's got jimping here on that thumb ramp, and it's also got jimping underneath and even up here. It's aesthetic. I mean, you can feel it. You can feel the jimpings there, but I mean, as you can see, my thumb just slides like no tomorrow on both of these. I mean, you feel it, but it just slides over. I don't know why they jimped this part. It's like with that edge going all the way up, am I really going to want my finger right here while I'm, especially as I'm showing you guys it's slippery. My finger's just going to slide right up onto that corner and I'm going to cut myself. So I honestly don't know why they put that there. Anyways, I mean, the knife itself, it feels real good. Like I said, I gave it a few swipes in a sharp maker, so it's very sharp. I really like that reverse cut, reverse edge here, recurve, and I first had that experience with my Kershaw Chive, and it's really good for cuts. As you start in that curve and it just pushes straight into the belly, it's so sharp and it's super clean. This, like I said, this is a big knife. Most of my videos that you've seen lately, it's all very medium-sized EDC blades, and that's typically what I prefer. But I mean, this is the first large folder since the Endura that really stuck out to me that I really want to try. The slim profile, it's a very thin blade for what it is. It's only 4.5 ounces. This is just about a 9-inch blade overall. And to help with that, these are 410 stainless steel liners. And as you can see, they drilled the hell out of this. There is about 6 holes there, as you can see, and that's on top and bottom. So they drilled this thing like crazy to take off weight, and you can tell. So that's pretty awesome. So let's see. Yeah, there's not much more to say about the knife. As you can see here, it's not a fully flow design. It's got a full, like, probably Zytel backspacer going all the way around. So, but you can take it apart if need be to clean it. I have been messing with the axis lock a little bit, so doing that flick out thing I can do and pressing it down and throwing it down and whatnot. So I mean, the axis lock is pretty fun. I've heard of people getting bunk axis locks that snap or whatever. I believe Gun Dude talked about his axis lock snapping, the spring snapping on his Griptilians. I've heard him on the Griptilians more than anything. I haven't heard about the springs breaking on the 710 or the 940 Osborne, which is the only other model that really appeals to me. I'll go ahead and do some size comparisons here, so keep that in frame. Here's it with the Nagara, which is a pretty long blade, but beats that. We got the Spyderco Endura 4 wave here. It's longer than that. Blade's a lot longer than that, a lot more cutting edge. Let's see, we got your common Delica, Spyderco Delica, as you can see, a lot longer. Even on the paramilitary, with all that handle, it's still a lot shorter. Just over 3-inch blade versus this huge, almost 4-inch blade. One of my favorites, of course, Spyderco Sage 2, a lot longer than that, and just kind of ironic that I'd buy such a big blade when just my last purchase was a Spyderco Cali 3, which is obviously much smaller than that. I mean, look at the blade difference, cutting edges on this. Another, full review to come on this pretty soon. Taken it to work a few times already. Gonna give it, probably by this weekend. We'll see. But anyway, so that is the Benchmade 710. Awesome knife. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of Benchmade, but if you are going to get a Benchmade, this one I do recommend. I really do like it. once you learn, easy to flick out, easy to close. Access lock is fun. Um, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite lock. I feel like it's not quite that strong as some of my others, Spideys or whatever. But regardless, yeah, McHenry and Williams Benchmade 710. Buy it before MSRP, goes insane, and nobody's selling it. So look for your second aftermarket and whatnot, and try to get a deal. All right, guys.